Alright. I was reading the other day that when you blog you should talk about most recent topics, so that's what I'm going to do in the world of wrestling. The other day, The Rock was on Monday Night Raw again to address John Cena, and there's a lot of talk going around criticising The Rock's promo at the end of the show and blah blah blah. So this is going to be my take on it, because I'm a wrestling fan. Every wrestling fan has their own opinion. So anyway, it's always good to see The Rock back. It's a throwback to the old Attitude days and so on and so forth. But the big controversy was that apparently The Rock, well, I say apparently, he did have something written on his wrist, but apparently it was key points or key words to help him push forward his promo when John Cena came out to confront him. Now, of course, this is or can be seen as a big disappointment to wrestling fans, because for them, in terms of the WWE, The Rock is one of the greatest charismatic speakers in the company in history. So, for me as well, to have The Rock have key points written on his wrist is a bit of a disappointment, really. You would never expect, of all people, The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, to have words written down, I mean, so visibly for everyone to see as well, something to help him push forward his promo. There was I heard a rumour that apparently during CM Punk's Epic Shoot promo back in, I think it was June last year, that he had words written on his wrist tape, but I had a look through the video itself and I couldn't see anything apart from the red X straight edge logo that he has typically written on his wrist tape. So anyway, a few key points. You could argue that The Rock isn't part of the wrestling every week, week in, week out, like say the great speakers John Cena and CM Punk are. So it could be that he's rusty on the whole thing, but still, just like I say, to have The Rock doing that is a bit of a disappointment. But then again, who am I to judge, really? I'm not part of the company, I'm not part of the creative team, I'm not Vince McMahon himself, so got the job done. But anyway, talking about what The Rock had to say, I completely agreed with his point, saying like back in the day, people like Stone Cold Steve Austin, who was basically the face of the company back in, like, say 1998, 99, so on and so forth, he wasn't fighting for anyone else. You had to fight for yourself back then. And yeah, The Rock, Triple H, who else? You know, other people that they made their name off their own backs. Really, they didn't, or as far as we know, rely heavily on other people. Whereas apparently John Cena says he's fighting for the other guys in the company and that. So yeah, what The Rock had to say about that, I agreed with. But other than that, his promo, it just seemed boring. Really, it was just a lot of him talking about Twitter trends. I mean, we get enough of that from the WWE, chants. I don't mean to hate on The Rock, because I think The Rock is, well, he is a legend in the company, and some of his comedic performances back in, 2003 I think it was, were just a whole other level, really. It was hilarious. But for me, he didn't seem to offer anything towards building up the feud between him and John Cena for WrestleMania 28 coming up. It just seemed like a load of hot air, really. But when John Cena came out, I suppose I hate to say this, but it's good, because you could look at it sort of like it was a bit heel from him rather than babyface. He just took it to a whole nother level, really. Like, his points really, it started up, you know, the trash talking that you should expect from a big fight coming up to WrestleMania of all shows. And it seemed like it got to The Rock, unless I've heard some people saying, oh, it's all a work and that The Rock, was trying to get over John Cena. Could very well be, but if it isn't, I feel that, I hate to say this, John Cena owned The Rock, just in terms of the promo at least. Yeah, John Cena was there for 3 minutes or so, and I felt he said he contributed more to the whole segment than The Rock did in the whole, say, 15 minutes or so he was out there. Like I say, it could be a work, might not be. If it wasn't, disappointed. So anyway, if you got any thoughts on that, feel free to get them out there on this video, whatever. Twitter, my old Twitter thing, Stone737 _, almost cocked up my own Twitter name there. But yeah, for me, John Cena got the upper hand of The Rock the other night, which I suppose, if you dislike Cena's creative character, is a big disappointment. Anyway, so WrestleMania is coming up, and yeah, that's about it. At least we got a bit of comedy from The Rock. I thought this was earlier in the night, just after John Cena's match. It was just a small thing, but it was quite funny. Great thing that The Rock did was this.